hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be JAEDONG and Free here on Matchpoint. It's going to be a PvZ from RJB, bottom left. It is a red Zerg player. It is JAEDONG, top right. It is Free. Alright, so both long-time eternal StarCraft players. They are both legends in their own right. This is going to be a Patreon cast. For those of you supporting me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin, for at least $1 a month, you get to see this 1 month before anybody else. So if you're watching this the week of Christmas 2024, thanks for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. And if you're watching this in 2025, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 6 times a week with StarCraft content. Okay, good stuff, man. It is a PvZ on a 2-player map, which means you want to be safe, right? So I think it's going to be a Forge Expand here from Free and an Overpool here from JAEDONG. But hey, you don't need to do that on a 2-player map. Just if you want to be safe, and if you want to take risks, that could pay off, or it could backfire, right? So, Terry the Overlord moving out. What is going on here, Terry? Yo. Probe comes down, says, I can block this hatch if it's a hatch first. Is it a hatch first? I'm here a little bit early if that's the case. Let's head on down, see if there's a drone coming. There is. Do we want to turn around and block it? No. 260, 270, 280, 290. Ah, it was actually. Wasn't time to get there. He knew. Free knew exactly when he needed to turn around and block that. So JAEDONG's just going to go ahead and hatch first at this third, which is minerals only, but at this stage of the game, that's not a big deal anyway. Annoying, but whatever. Now he sees the hatch first, and he can actually get away with a Nexus first here, which he's going to go for. So this is fantastic. Really, really good. Let's do it. Let's Nexus first JAEDONG, who is hatch firsting far away from his main. This pool just got started. You can easily handle any lings that come when they come because they're going to be late compared to a pool first play. That's just simply the math. We're just mathing here. I like it. I like this from Free quite a bit. So yeah, both players taking risks. Free taking a risk, you know, an educated risk, an informed risk, where he knew the pool wasn't down. JAEDONG's playing this blind. He has no idea what's going on here. Now he does. The Overlord pops in, sees the Forge, sees the gates. The pool's going to finish any second now, so a cannon, you know, not right this very second. Let's make another probe. Let's get our assimilator rocking, and then maybe let's go ahead and start up a cannon back here, just so we can deal with, you know, a handful of lings that might come across the map and try to deal us damage. Third base coming up at the natural. We'll call this the natural from this point on. And yeah, we're just kind of moving into more of a macro-style game here for the Patreon game of the week. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing live games streamed here on YouTube 6 times a week as well. That's going to be Sunday through Friday, in addition to the standalone VODs of high-level replays that I'm posting. They deserve their own attention from Falcon, their own focus from Falcon, and that's what these ones are getting. These are in a very special folder that RJB says are the best of the best, that are the cream of the crop. Cybercore coming in. We're going to get a Stargate on the follow here, unless it's something, you know, we went Nexus first. Maybe we're willing to mix it up here from Free a little bit. Maybe something like Corsair DT play. Maybe something like, I don't know, rushing a whole ton of speed lots. I mean, that's actually not too weird either. I'm trying to think of what he could do that'd be odd. Maybe going for Arbiters off of 2 bases in this matchup. That would be weird, right? Arbiters in this matchup is something we don't see very much at all, though we have in the past. Metabolic Boost getting fired up. Cannon, just checking to make sure there is a cannon, say these lings. No big deal. Overlord checks to see if there's a base here. There's not. Okay. Probe scouting across the map, trying to see are there any more lings coming, maybe taking this center path. But no, for now, it's just going to be a lot of drones. It's going to be speed. It's going to be a Spire toss down. Where is it? There is... Oh, macro hatch. It's funny how the very start Hydra Den, yeah. The starting size of every building for Zerg is the exact same size, which is very funny. Because you can't really tell what it is by looking at it. You have to click on it and see what it is. Anyway, it's a Hydra Den. Okay, 3-base Hydra bust JAEDONG against a +1 Corsair opening. I like it. I like this roll of the dice here from JAEDONG. He doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know that the Corsairs are working on +1, and there's a heavy investment into Corsairs. He just knows there's a Corsair, right, which he just scouted with multiple Zerglings. So he knows there's a Corsair, but he doesn't know how heavy the investment is. So he's going to go for these Hydralisks, right? Getting an Evolution Chamber indicates probably going to make a Spore here to try to deal with the Corsairs, however many there are. There's a lot of Corsairs. That's not going to be amazing, but hey. One Spore, better than nothing, I always say. But guess what? Templar Archives coming in, going to get into that storm. Free is not a fool, right? He's going to scout on in. He's going to recognize that there's not, I think he already did, based on this Corsair heading the other way, that there's not a Spire. This is not Mutalisks. We're not going to fight Scourge. We're not going to fight Mutas. It is, in fact, going to be Hydralisks, which means you can't lean that heavy into these Corsairs anymore. You can't have a 10 Corsair ball when 20 Hydras show up. You need the Zealots, you need the High Templar in that situation, and you can't afford both. DT on the way, so he might rely on the DT to shove away any Hydras that show up here at the natural base, while the Corsairs clear out any Overlords that are in the general vicinity. The Overlords are retreating anyway, right? Every Overlord is back home at the first, not at the main base, but at the second base or the third base here, right? So they're hiding with their friends, the Hydralisks. Storm is getting started up here. And yeah, this DT, there you go, going to make it hard to just park over there until you get Overlord speed, which guess what? It is on the way. Let's go. Let's do this thing. So it's going to be Overlords with speed. It's going to be Hydras working on that speed upgrade, working on that range upgrade, working on a +1 missile attack as well. You know, just getting all those Hydra upgrades that make them so good. Base Hydras actually aren't that fantastic on their own, right? They're just not really what it's for. Got to get that range, got to get that speed, got to get those attack upgrades, and then suddenly Hydras become the best unit in the game. Kind of like how Slowlings are kind of garbage, and Marines without upgrades aren't very good either. So yeah, DT did wander into the third base a little bit, has 3 kills. I think those are probably a couple Ling kills over here. Maybe one drone died up here. He's going to hack away at the 4th base, but again, Overlord speed is done. And the time of the DT is relatively over. Trying to bust up here. Did get some Hydras across the map. And dude, this one pylon is powering all of this. Okay, there's actually another pylon back there, but this pylon is powering these cannons, at least 2 of the cannons. Pylon radius, hard to figure out just by looking at it from the layman. So going after the forge here. Hackety hack, 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 hack. Oh, good. Great storm there, too. Fantastic. Okay, so now we're good. Everything's fine. That's a great hold. The storm is done. The Zealots are here. They don't have speed yet, but they are still +1 Zealots, and they still hit really hard on the Hydras. Don't want to fight them. More Hydras all the livelong day here. Can Free hold against this aggression? Will this aggression stand? Making an Archon from the High Templar just because they're out of energy, and that is more value than they're giving when they don't have any energy. Corsairs, again, we didn't go heavy into the Corsairs, recognizing, right? Too many Hydras for that, so it's only 3, but enough to kill an Overlord in a decent amount of time. Okay, Zealots have speed now. The Hydras recognize that. Are they going to engage? They kind of tried to poke in there and get that Archon. Try to pick up High Templar on the right side. They do get the Forge, just barely getting the Forge. A couple Hydras survived that, and one of them actually ends up living out until the end here. So this is looking pretty tough for JAEDONG. He's invested a lot into these Hydras. He's killed a Forge and maybe a couple High Templar. He's down 112 to 72 supply, 50 to 40 workers. He's got a 4th base rolling. No drones at it yet. That's going to be fine. He's not investing in Sunkens. He's really just going mass Hydra. He's got Lurker aspect on the way here. But this counterattack of Free, what a great just rebuff there. The cannons, the High Templar, the extra pylon being produced, the Zealots with the +1. This is Protoss at its best, man. Free coming into the 4th base. Zealots are willing to charge in here, buddy. We'll charge in. We'll fight you. Some of us are dying, but not enough to really make us worried about it. High Templar comes in last, gets sniped, gets a storm off, gets sniped, gets a storm off. And Archon is in danger against these Hydralisks, but will get some big hits off before he finally tanks it. Zealots still a problem here. We got more Zealots rolling into the 3rd. Nope, those are Corsairs. Into the natural base and Corsairs into the 3rd. Look at this, putting the Hydras behind the mineral line so that only one Zealot can attack them at a time. That is a Zealot move, bro. You've become that which you hate. I kind of love it. That's a 5-kill Zealot before he goes down. That's 5 Hydras that Zealot killed. That cost efficiency is through the roof. Zealots running all over the place inside the main base too. Finally gets cleaned out. 100 to 74 supply, 50 to 41 workers. These Zealots traded out beautifully and allow time for Free to get a 3rd base on the back of it. I don't think Free needs to change anything up. Okay, he is making Dragoons, but I don't think he needs to, like, this is it. This is the tech, right? It's Speed Lots, it is High Templar, it is Dragoons. It is the strategy of a lifetime right here. That's what we're looking at. And will this game... I don't know. It's Hydra Lurker against a Tier 3 Protoss. You know how Falcon feels about this. It can be done! But it's tough. It's really tough. Our guy JAEDONG is someone who's extraordinarily capable of it. Best Protoss of all time. Although, I don't know. If Sulky reaches the Bonjour status... JAEDONG never did that. He never had a sustained level of excellence that compares to what Sulky is doing right now. But also, the player base was bigger back when JAEDONG was at his peak. So, I don't know. It's hard to compare eras in competitive things like sports. The sports ball and the esports. All right, here comes JAEDONG. Observatory on the way. Doesn't quite have detection yet. Maybe wishes he had an observer. Start an observer. Start an observer. They don't take that long to build. Okay. Starts an observer. Cannons are up to provide detection for now. If those Hydras get busted, it's the end of the world unless you have those obs. So 3rd base happily rolling. Both players do have a minerals-only base. Kind of evens out the situation here, right? Very, very even economically, which is not exactly where the Zerg player wants to be. So here we go. Storm up at the top side. Great. Dragoons getting hits off all over the place. No obs. The Lurkers are there. You got to back it out. You cannot engage here. The obs is coming in now, though. Maybe the Lurkers feel like, oh, there's not any detection. Oh, hang on. Pull the obs back. Pull the obs back. Good Storm. I think the Storm saved that obs from going down. Goodness. All right. Storm it up. Storm it up. Fantastical. Is there enough? Is there enough Zerg to break this? Ooh. Look at the shots miss. The missing shots are so funny on an egg because it's so obvious it's a miss. A beautiful counterattack. Protoss are so good at this. The JAEDONG sees it, though, because he has an Overlord perched right there. All right, you want to have Overlords out there. And when there's Corsairs, it's tough, but you got to do it, man. All right, jumping in. This is a proper response from JAEDONG. Rebuffs the counterattack into the 4th base. Absolutely nothing happens. Zealots turn around and flee from that spot. Coming up the ramp. Can we get in here in time? The army's a little bit split for both players, but great storms, great damage directly on top of those lurks. Zealots are sacrificing their lives for ire, as they're willing to do, and it's 150 to 102 supply. No, the army of JAEDONG is splintered into small little groups here, and the army of Free is big. And that's how, all together, you could defeat a bigger enemy army just simply by having more of your stuff in one place than they do. Oh, bad rally by JAEDONG. That's going to leave a mark. Also, these guys running for their lives. 160 to 99 supply. The increase, the overall advantage continues to get higher right now. Zealots jumping down. Obs staying alive. Could snipe the obs. Both players need detection here. And no, JAEDONG doesn't snipe either one of those observers. The counterattack of Free is insane. It's looking really, really good. And what a clean, insanely good game from Free. Taking down JAEDONG. GG. That's what we like to see. Two legends going at it, and bam, try to go Hydra Lurker against me, says Free. I have been around the block a few times, my friend. And he crushes it, man. A lot of that was, yes, the army of JAEDONG was splintered. He was trying to make a couple attacks happen in a couple of different places, and Free's army was here and big and ready to go with 2-1 upgrades. The Hydralisks, it does reset their upgrades when the game is over if you lose, unfortunately, so we don't know what that was. But, man, what a great showing here. Overall, fantastic. Like a truly good game out of Free. Manages to just play it well, defends against the early Hydra stuff without taking a lot, has a giant, big Zealot attack across the map. No Sunkens, mind you. No Sunkens. I don't know if the trades were as good. They were better for Free because there were no Sunkens at either of those bases, right? Or at the natural base too, right? So invest in some Sunkens. They'll pay off for you in the long run. Soul Key does it for sure. And that's a GG. That is a truly fantastic display of how to play PvZ from Free. Protoss fans cheering in their seats. 107,000 points to 80,000 points here in favor of Free. Free got outproduced, but outkilled. My golly, a 3-to-1 kill-death ratio. Insane effectiveness. And we do get an official outspend by Free here in 14 minutes. Excellent. Love to see an outspend by Protoss. In a PvZ, it's rare, but when you do it, you feel pretty good about it. So yeah, didn't lose any probes, didn't lose any bases, expanded at great times when he was on the other side of the map pressuring JAEDONG. JAEDONG couldn't get anything done to slow those bases down or shut them down or anything, and he needed some kind of a win there. Just couldn't pull it off. So GG, Free gets the win in the Patreon game of the week. Hope you enjoyed it. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.